If I told you 20 years ago you were going to go to the Hall of Fame, what would you have told me?
Man, I wouldn't have believed it, to be honest with you. Not in the game of football. So my whole life was predicated around the game of basketball. So, ironically, watching myself and hearing things and all these generous words about the game of football, it still blows me away to this day.
But let me know if I have this timeline correct. As a freshman, you went to Michigan State and you were going to play for Nick Saban, but you were hoping to play basketball for Tom Izzo. And then Saban says you can only play football. So then you decide that you still want to play basketball. You go to Eastern Michigan, where you play for part of a season, and then you transfer to Kent State. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What was Saban like?
Hindsight, he was a genius. At 17 years old, didn't really understand why he thought I was a first-round pick in the game of football.
Oh, he told you that you could be a first-round pick?
Yeah. He said that I was a first-round pick, and I want to say he just came from the Browns. He said he had played and coached at the Browns. Not played, he coached at the Browns, and he was saying you're what NFL scouts are looking for. You have the natural attributes at 6'4", 250, 260, the ability to run and move. So I was, it caught me by blindside because I was 17 years old, and I was, basketball was my life. Football was something that I did and I was talented at, but basketball was the majority of my work was put into basketball. So when he told me that, I just didn't, I was like, man, look, I want to play basketball. Fast forward it, I want to give him his credit. He was at the Miami Dolphins one year, and he played us in San Diego, played the Chargers. And then I want to say I had 8 catches for 130 yards. And I think he came up to me after the game and said, "What you thinking about that choice now?"
Who was the best basketball player you played against in college?
It was a combination of a couple of people. I think Chris Kaman. I think that's the closest thing.
Now, he was, Central Michigan?
He went to Central Michigan, played him twice a year. He's just a name that most of the time people would know. Brandon Hunter, who was at Ohio, was really, really talented. At that time, Brandon Hunter probably was better. I think Ball State had a guy named Theron Smith. I don't know how his career panned out. Marshall had a guy.
I looked at what the NBA scouts said about it. They said you were a tweener.
Mm-hmm.
And at 6'4", I could see where they would say you were a tweener. If somebody said you were going to get drafted in the first round in the NBA, would you have gone to the NBA instead of the NFL?
Oh yeah, at that time, yes.
Okay.
When you think about all the, the sacrifices I had made up until that point for the game of basketball. I mean, that was basically my life, and I had put in so much work. But at the time, 6'4" tweeners wasn't, conducive to what the NBA needed at the time. And I think now you probably can get away with it based on what you've seen Golden State Warriors do with Draymond Green and things of that nature. I think now even the guard play, guys like Steph Curry has opened up doors for certain guards now. You normally have to be super athletic and things of that nature to play the point guard spot. So,
how about the big three for you? I can give Ice Cube a call, and you're turning 40, right? So
yes.
What about the 3-on-3 league?
Well, yeah, it would have been in the plans back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, the game of football doesn't let you physically just move on to doing how you want to do after you retire.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.